Hume football time, and it is time for us to welcome from the Billabong Crows, and it is Ben Brendazic, the local Chemmart chemist. G'day, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Wayne. I hope you're well, and I hope everybody else is well also.
Great to have you back on board, and a good reason for that, which we'll explain in just a little moment. But we've got to Brockburn from last week in round 4, getting up and beating the Billabong Crows, 21-11, 137 to 8-8-56. And Coach Austin and I think the club would be disappointed with that. Brockburn were coming into this match, coming off of 3 losses, and they certainly turned it on.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, we were in it till half-time. We're only sort of down by, I think, maybe 10, 11 points at half-time. And then in the third quarter, they just went bang, crash, wallop. And the rest of it, I suppose, yeah, you can see there is a belting, really. We didn't sort of come out with the right intensity in the second half. And listen, Brockburn certainly did. So well done to them. It was a fantastic day for it all round anyway. But no, they played exceptionally well, and they had a couple of guys out as well. So, no, they were very impressive, and I think they'll still be thereabouts come the end of the year. But no, it wasn't the result that the Crows were after.
Certainly wasn't. Garland with 5 and Ward with 4, Talent with 3, and Big Seater in the ruck was magnificent. Ianson plays well every week, and Bolton good too. Bunton, Morris and O'Rourke and plus Simpson got into the better players for the Billabong Crows, and Flanagan, the only multiple scorer, nailed a couple on the day, but it wasn't enough. In other matches around the Hume Football League, it was a big win for Henty over the arch rival Culcan, 12-15-87. The Swampies home against the Lions, 11-7-73.
Yeah, no, there's always a bit of extra spice in certain games, and this is definitely one of them. So no, well done to the Swampies. They're showing some promise this year. They're just sort of just pushing along, and I think we've actually got them this next week. So. No, a fantastic effort for them down at Culcan to beat them. And, no, they would have been pretty happy with themselves. I'm absolutely sure of that.
Oh, yeah, the local lads getting in and doing the job. Young Scott with 3, Smith got 3, Farwell with a couple, and D. Simpson, S. Scott and J. Farwell named, along with Doig, as the better players in that side. Chesser with 5 for the Cairns, and Campbell and Casinaro were their 2 better players. Well, it was a win to see the HBU. Gee, they're the form side at the moment. They won 11-10, 76 to Jinder, a 5-8-30. And that is a powerful win.
Certainly is, especially all away from home. It's a fantastic effort from the Power, and they've started the season off fantastically well, I should say. They've recruited well. They're a fantastic club, and it's good to see them doing well. And to go over to Jinder and beat them reasonably comfortably is a really strong performance. And they'll be looking to keep that going forward this week as well.
Oh, they will. Ferguson and Hanrahan with 3 apiece for the Power. Weldon got 4 for Jindera. Weldon was their better player, and Hanrahan, Wilson and McDonald the better players over in CDHBU. And Osborne continued their winning form, a 10-goaler over Howlong, 16-15 to 6-10. And gee, these Tigers look for finals again this year.
They do. Listen, I can't really see who's going to beat them. Maybe Holbrook, maybe Brockburn on their day, but listen, they're a fantastic football club. They have been for a long time, and this year's no exception. I think they're a step above everybody else, and I think the results so far this year have probably shown that. So, no, they're a very, very, very impressive side, and yeah, they were very impressive against the Spiders last week.
Well, they were standing with their 5. G. Warden, C. Galvin and J. Parr, some of their legends there with 2. And this name, the Smetzer name, H. Smetzer on this occasion, but Dad would be very proud of him, Andrew, who is still running around in the 2s after all these years. What about the Holbrook side? 15-12, too good for Ramwell Bundry-Walla, 8-3.
Yep, no, they're probably the next best after Osmond Holbrook. They're a very impressive young side. Got a lot of young local talent in that side, which I think really sort of steadies them well going forward. They've got some Matt Sharp's got some good talent from Albury out there as well. But generally speaking, they're a club of young juniors. They're a very impressive side, and They took Randwell Bundy Waller to the sword last weekend. They're very impressive.
They are. McKinlay with 6 and locked their best player, Thomas, and Melia and Hunt with 2 for WW, but it was Gericke, Bielski and Jay Thomas who got amongst their better players. Okay, it was the last one and a huge win. Wasn't huge, but it was a dour one. Lockhart 6-15-51 to the Murray Magpies 5-10-40. And gee, Lockhart just getting these wins that they need to get.
Absolutely. I mean, a win's a win, and I don't think they'd be too upset about if they'd won by 11 points or by 1 point. A win's a win, and well done to the Demons. Probably not doing quite as well as the Demons in the big league, Wayne. We can talk about that if you like. But anyway, fantastic effort by Lockhart. And they're just chipping away, and they've had a reasonable start to the season. So well done to the Demons.
Yeah, Muldoon and Emery with a couple, and Jay Harrington, he's having a good start to the season. And Bennett to Birkinshaw, another good player. Muldoon and Colohan were in their good players. It is a time where football can come together and we can do something to ease the pain of those that have lost somebody. And this weekend at the Oaklands Oval is the Jezza Memorial Cup, and it's in memory of Jeremy Martin, who sadly life was taken from us back on February the 7th, 2020. And this is an amazing situation where Randwell Bundy Waller are coming across to the Billabong Crows and a memorial at 12:30 to commemorate this young person's life.
Yeah, listen, it's a real sad day for our whole community, both here in Urana and at Oaklands, and also for the wider community, which does involve Rand, Bundy and Waller. Obviously, Jeremy is a Urana boy and played with us, but did go to school at St. Paul's Waller and had a lot of friends from Rand and from Bundy and from Waller. So henceforth, why after the tragedy of last year, the club decided to hold this memorial game each year against the Giants, and they've been wonderful in supporting us in celebrating Jez's loss. And tomorrow will be a very sad day for Kevin and Jeanette and the family, but it'll be a wonderful day of celebration of Jez's life. And he was a real sort of shining beacon to everybody that knew him. He was a sociable man. He was a happy man, considering the grief and loss he'd had in his own life. He was just had so much vigour for life, and to lose him so soon is such a shame. But tomorrow we'll all come together and celebrate his life, and hopefully the boys in his seconds grade and also in the seniors can get up and get a couple of wins. So yeah, it's going to be a really big day out there tomorrow at Oaklands, and personally, I wish Kevin and Jeanette and the family all the best. It's going to be a really difficult day for them, but hopefully, everybody out there will all get around them and make sure they're okay, and hopefully it's a really positive day in remembering Jeremy. It's going to be a big day.
The Jezza Cup, number 37, will be retired after it's worn by his younger brother Jamie, and it promises for the ex-captain of the Seconds Club, which is going to be at the end of the Seconds game at 12:30, to be an emotional time. Our thoughts are with all in the club, and our very best to Kevin and Jeanette Martin and their family and all the other families that we know well through the Billabong Crows. So let's have a look at this week's games now, Ben, and just a quick tip for each. We have a look at it. See the HBU play Culcairn at Careen. This is going to be a great game.
It'll be a great game, and obviously Power will win 5 in a row, I should say. No, Power for me.
All right, Henty and Lockhart, two real rivals here at Swampy Land. Both, if they get a win, are right in this top 6 contention.
Yeah, I agree. At home, Henty for me.
And Holbrook play Osborne, the match of the season so far. Going to have everything up at Holbrook. Osborne get their challenge. Can they win away?
Probably, yes. So I'm picking Osborne, but this is apart from our game, obviously, this is the most interesting game of the round to see how good Holbrook do go. But no, I think Osborne will still get the chocolates.
How long play Brock Burham, and a bit more niggle in this too. They'll go hammer and tongs at it. I think Brock Burham.
Yeah, I agree. Same.
And Murray Magpies and Ginder, are they the close neighbours in terms of location? And down at Murray Magpie, I think it's going to be there. Ginder, I think, can win.
Yeah, so do I. It'll be close like last week's game involving the Magpies, but no, I think the Bulldogs will get up.
And the Jezza Memorial Cup Day at Oakland's, for all of my friends over at the Giants land, I'm going to tip the Billabong Crows.
Thanks, Wayne. We appreciate that. Hopefully we win in the seconds and in the seniors. Listen, we've got to put in a better performance than we did last week. We were pretty ordinary in the second half especially. So, no, we'll be hoping to put in a much improved performance for Jez, and it's going to be an emotional day, but hopefully it'll be a fun day.
Well, yes, let's hope and pray that is the case, and everyone get home safely. And we look forward, Ben, to you being back with us in a few weeks' time. You have a great weekend.
No worries. Thanks, Wayne. Cheers.